Would like to thank another one of my viewers, a man by the name of Joe Woodwell, for showing me an article that was written by a man who is a professor at the U.S. Naval Academy. His name is Martin Libicki, and I won't read this whole article to you, but I will read you the small excerpt that was sent to me in a private message. Now remember, this man teaches cybersecurity at the U.S. Naval Academy. China's external military planning these days is dominated by the fears of a massive U.S. intervention into Asia, against which China is planning an anti-access and area denial military strategy. Much of that strategy consists of neutralizing the logistics and communications infrastructure that permits U.S. forces to operate so far from home. China's long-range sensors and anti-ship missiles are part of its strategy, and so is its development of anti-satellite capabilities. China is pursuing the ability to corrupt U.S. information systems, notably those for military logistics, and disrupt the information links associated with command and control. The latter is also tailor-made for electronic war, hence the overall moniker for its effort, Integrated Network Electronic Warfare. So if you don't want to believe me, folks, you can take this up with a professor at the U.S. Naval Academy. Like I've said before, these videos are all about the eyes and ears and experience and wisdom of the people that come to these videos. I just put the ideas out there and then I let you folks run with it. Now, I thought also going to this other little blurb was interesting, and this is from the FIT's Facebook page. Now, this was June 17 at 5 a.m., telling the sailors, do not take photos of the ship. Now, people are probably out there going, well, that's what they would, of course, do, because they don't want anybody having any operational security. Really? So then we shouldn't have been able to see any pictures from inside the USS Porter with any reasonable amount of time, should we? Like this one from a week later. Or we shouldn't be able to see a picture like this of actual operations inside the USS Porter. Or we for sure shouldn't be able to see, 2 weeks later, a complete shot of the entire inside of the USS Porter, 8/27, it happened 8/12. This picture, perfectly fine. You know, I am really leaning now to this idea of China having done this. I really am. Because they knocked one of our planes out of the sky back in 2001, prior to 9/11. They have sent warships to intercept the USS Duty, the USS Statham, and if anybody thinks they're going to see, eventually at some point, the picture of the damage below the waterline so that they can shoot the channel down here and say that we don't know what we're talking about, look what came out today. USS Fitzgerald moves to dry dock. Preparations for the move include installation of a temporary patch on the hull beneath the waterline, as well as dewatering and defueling of affected spaces, meaning that they are going to put a giant patch over the outside, and they are never going to let anyone see that damage. We saw it all over the Porter. We saw it from the USS Wisconsin. We've seen it from submarines that were damaged. We saw the USS Cole. Hundreds of pictures of the USS Cole from below the waterline. Close up, too, and inside. But in this particular instance, they're going to put a giant patch over everything before they move it to dry dock, so that they don't have to worry about anybody who knows a little bit about how this works going, wait a minute, that's not damage from a bulbous bow. And forget that we have a professor from the U.S. Naval Academy saying that part of China's strategy includes anti-ship missiles. Nothing to see here, folks. It just gets better and better. We're 3 weeks out 3 weeks out, talk of funerals, and this is the first thing that I've seen from the officials that we're trusting to give us the report we should be waiting for. This is beyond the shadow of a doubt now. This is the 9/11 of 2017. We had a warship that was attacked in a coordinated strike, and the authorities know about it. They knew about it that night. They instructed their people not to take any pictures of the inside of the ship. They have had them sign non-disclosure agreements. They are not letting any other government or agency other than the Coast Guard or the U.S. Navy be aboard the ship, have access to the electronics, or access to the people who were aboard. That's pretty much cut and dried. Honest to God, I mean, there's really not much more you can say at that point. So, a little bit shorter video today, but I am really going to be interested to see how anyone can possibly now wiggle their way out of this and state that this is still an accident. So, like, share, subscribe. Thank you again, Mr. Woodwell, for the line to follow. I really appreciate it, and that's what the channel is going to continue to be about. All the eyes, all the ears, the 2 million views that we've had are getting to the bottom of this, and without you guys, we wouldn't have the channel. So appreciate it. See you next time. Thank you.